Hey everybody, I'm John. I collect cards. Hope you're all doing well. It is Friday, June 27th. And before I get into the two cards you see in front of you, I just wanted to just sort of remark that, gosh, I cannot believe it is almost halfway through the year. The 2025 year overall, and as a, in a collecting kind of way, hobby kind of way, is really flying by. We are just over a month from the National, and in some ways it's kind of sneaking up on me. I'm not fully prepared for it really, and I'm going to be there for 2 days, and I'll do a video about kind of what I'm looking for and what I'm hoping to get out of this year's National, probably in a week or two. Yeah, I just wanted to remark that the first June is just about done. It's been a pretty whirlwind hobby 6 months for me. I'm going to be behind the camera on this video, and just in the last week, I mean, part of that whirlwind, I had a heck of a weekend last weekend in terms of YouTube content. I recorded the latest Bargain Hunters with Steve Vintage on Vintage. We posted that, or he posted that on Thursday morning, yesterday, and I'm going to show actually the pickup that I made from that hunt in this video in a little bit. But I totally encourage you to check out that video if you haven't already. In particular for me, it was a special one. My brother Frank actually joined us on the hunt, and he was a guest on Steve's episode, and we had a lot of fun recording that, and just showing some. Jim Rice was our player that we were trying to find a card for $20 or less, and I think we all had some interesting pickups, really nice pickups there. So I encourage you to check out Steve's video again at Vintage on Vintage, and if you're not subscribed to his channel, I highly encourage you to do so. Please do so. He's got a great channel, one of the best in the hobby. And let's see, Sunday. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Ken Singleton in a minute. And then Sunday last weekend, I was a guest on For Collectors. And it was a marathon of fun and talking cards, showing cards through the decades from the 80s all the way into the pre-war, tobacco series cards. It was just a blast with John 3D 80s Kid, Dan's Vintage Baseball PC, and Aaron from Value Vintage Cards. We had an absolute, just an absolute fun time. Talking cards, like I said. So if you didn't get a chance to check out that live stream Sunday night, check it out over the weekend a little bit. You might need to view it in chunks, because we were going at it for almost 3 hours. It was that good. So all right, but as a result of my maybe a little overexposure on camera in recent videos, I figured I'd just keep it behind the camera on this one. I'm going to show some recent pickups. I haven't done a real pickup video in quite some time. I think maybe a couple of months actually. I'm going to show 8 cards in all, starting with these two. Ken Singleton 1976 Topps autographs. I'll keep them on for just another few seconds here. So this one I got back from Singleton through the mail. He is $10 through the mail, and I'm getting close to 100. I'm getting close to 100 1976 Topps autographs, with the vast majority of them coming through the mail that I've sent out myself to the players. But then, funny enough, this one appeared today in my mailbox, and my good friend Tim sent me this one. So he must be a mind reader or put something in my brain recently that I didn't know about. He lives in Michigan as well. We actually met up a few weeks ago, went to a West Michigan Whitecaps game. So, gosh, I don't know. Did you put something in my beer there, Tim? You knew what I was getting in, and you like, here's another one. So, Tim, thank you very much for that. That's really, really cool. Really love Ken Singleton is one of my. He's kind of one of my favorite kind of players from that era. Who I guess was not a Yankee. Really good hitter, multi All-Star. Ended up, I think he had over 2,000 hits, or if he didn't, he came really close. But I think he did exceed 2,000 hits. He grew up not far, kind of from where I grew up, actually. So the same part of the New York City suburbs is where Ken Singleton grew up. So a little partial in that way. And he was also a pretty good broadcaster for the Yankees for several years. So anyway, just wanted to show those two to get things started. Now I'm going to show the two cards of Jim Rice that I shared on Steve's Vintage on Vintage. And I say two cards because I came oh so close with getting this one within the $20 we had to work with. And the auction went just over, I can put this over there. The auction went just over $20, and it was really close to the end of the auction when it happened, and I was like, oh man, darn it. I just still really like this card, this 1984 Donruss, and so I just went for it, and I paid all of $22.50, I think was the winning auction bid that I got this for. PSA 10, 84 Donruss of Jim Rice. 84 Donruss, and I said this on the 4 Collectors video I did when we were talking 80 sets. I picked this set number 1 of the 1980s. Now you could say Upper Deck 89 probably. Would be, you could be in either camp. There might be 1 or 2 top sets that stand out. Topps had a lot of good 80 sets, in my opinion. Did they have an absolute slam bang, slam dunk, all-timer kind of set? I'm not so sure. From the 80s, they had a lot of good sets. It's like kind of like the Yankees in the 80s. They had a lot of good teams, but they didn't really have a great team, at least not enough to win a world championship. Anyway, Donruss 84 had a lot of good player photos, I think, and it's a nice, simple, clean design, but yet with some color, because these borders here, these bars are different colors. Anyway, it's just a nice shot of Rice swinging there. Thought that was a really nice card. Couldn't use it in the Vintage on Vintage though, so I had to go another route, and here's what I came up with for $19.99. I was the only bidder in a 4 Sharp Corners auction. I guess it started at that price, or it did, and I was the only bidder as it turned out, and it was this really nice, I think, 1986 Topps Tiffany of Rice in a PSA 9. I don't have too many Tiffany cards. In fact, I think I only have one other one. That I don't even know how I came across it. It was probably in like a grab bag, goodie bag kind of thing you can buy at an LCS, where it's just random cards. I think I got a Jimmy Key Topps Tiffany from either 86 or 85, whatever his rookie year was. I actually sent that to him and he autographed it for me, which is cool. But this might be my only other Topps Tiffany card. So here's the back. It's got that brighter back. They're pretty cool. They're glossy, and the white is more of a cream off-white, almost like San Francisco Giants white. Their home jerseys are not pure white; they're a little more of the off-white. But that just came to mind there. But I don't know if this happens with age, actually, if they kind of lose their original white, or if they always were like this. I'm actually not sure, because I just was not a collector of. I didn't collect any Topps Tiffany sets. I think they came as complete sets back then, but correct me if I'm wrong there. But anyway, I just like that image of Rice with the bat. I don't remember it very much, so when I saw this card, I was like, ooh, that seemed new to me in a way. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for this one, and so that's what I got for $20. So happy with that pickup. And now we're gonna gradually continue our reverse. We'll go reverse chronological here in terms of other cards I picked up. Although actually we're going to skip into the 50s and even late 40s first, and then we're going to do a couple of slabs at the end of a couple of Hall of Famers. But I have 2 cards here I'm going to show next. One is a Hall of Famer. We'll start with this one actually. This card I just received yesterday or Wednesday. In the last day or two, I just got this card here, and I'm really excited about this one, particularly for the price I paid for it. It's a 1954 Bowman Bob Feller. What this card means to me is I'm getting that much closer to my goal of picking up the 1954 Hall of Fame cards, Hall of Famer cards who are not in the top set. By my count, there are 16 of them. Now, I could still be missing somebody, but I think I've covered just about every issue I can find, from Dandy and Wilson Franks and, oh gosh, Johnston Cookies, and, well, I'm probably missing another one that Oh, I think I'm pretty sure I've checked just about every 54 set. Red Heart, which of course I need the Musial from that. I'm looking for Al Lopez from the Dandy actually, because he's, from what I can tell, the only one. He's the only he only has a card in that set from 54. But anyway, here's the back of this feller. It's not a great example, but this will work very well for me. It's got a little bit of a corner crease. I think it's that one there. Go back up here. You can sort of see a corner crease up here somewhere if I can remember where corner it's in. It's not too bad though, either way. So, you know, I definitely will slab it. I'll probably take this to the National with me and make it part of an SGC submission there. And my hope is that it, you know, it can come back at least 3. I think my winning bid for this was like $18 and change. So, you know, with tax and shipping, I paid not even $25 for this card. So I think I did all right there. And one reason for that is this is not my favorite Bob Feller card for a long shot, actually. This is one of, to me, of the 54 Bowmans that I'm looking to collect for this, and I have all of them now except for Pee Wee Reese and Mickey Mantle, the ones that aren't in the top set. This is one of the, to me, one of the least appealing, visually least appealing cards. You know, nice smile and everything, but I'm just not digging the water fountain back there for some reason. It just doesn't really work for me. It's a different type of portrait, which is cool, and I do like portrait cards, but I don't know. I think they're just there are better ones from the 54 Bowman set that I have in this collection I'm doing. The Campanella, if you're familiar with that image, to me is a classic. The Mini Minoso card is fantastic, and the Pee Wee Reese, which I need, is really, really good. So actually, I'm hoping to, that's actually one card I might be targeting at the National. I'm hoping that maybe I can come across some nice Pee Wee Reese examples of 54 Bowman and maybe come away with one. They'll all be priced a little higher than they should be otherwise, most likely, but we'll see. Maybe I can get one. Maybe I can buy a couple of cards from the same dealer and kind of package them up. But anyway, wanted to show this 54 Bowman Feller. So I have 12 of the 16 cards now. All I need are 54 Bowman, Mantle, and Reese. I need the Red Heart Musial and the Dandy Al Lopez. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. You know, the Mantle and Musial will be, you know, we'll have to plan those purchases and either save or sell and over time, and you know, we'll make that work at some point. I don't think either of those cards will happen this year. I kind of have my sights set, I think, on some other direction at the National for potentially my main target there. So, but haven't quite finalized that plan yet. But I'll share more about that soon. Here's the other raw card I wanted to share that I picked this up at one of my LCSs last weekend. 1949 Bowman card. Take a moment to see if you know who that is. Not a Hall of Famer, but a really good hitter for quite a while. Member of the Washington Senators. And it is Mickey Vernon. Mickey Vernon won 2 batting titles and overall had a pretty darn nice career with a few teams, mostly Washington. He played about 14 seasons, I think, 14 years with the Senators. This is a pretty nice copy. I paid all of $12 for this. You know, it had has a slight little wrinkle up there, and I think there's a very slight wrinkle on the front over here somewhere, but it's really hard to pick up. But I mean, gosh, just look at this card on, you know, kind of arm's length it. Look at the color on this. His face really pops on this card. This is just I thought this was a fantastic card from this set. I've seen several other YouTubers kind of talking 49 Bowman lately, Lou Rock TV being one of them. Loving the pickups that he's making. And I actually have another 49 Bowman that I just picked up in an auction that's not here yet. So I look forward to sharing that with you when it does arrive. It is in nowhere near as good condition as this, so I don't want to talk it up too much, but it's a card I absolutely will love having in the collection, so I look forward to sharing it with you as beat up as it is. But anyway, I picked up this Vernon last week and really like having this in the collection. I'm definitely eyeballing some more 49 Bowmans. I've kind of, from what I'm hearing or watching, it seems like it's a hot set right now a little bit, and among us YouTubers at least. And count me in. I think they're just awesome cards too, and I think it's high time for me to add a couple more to the collection. I think I have 3 or 4 now, and I think I'm going to be adding a few more here in the second half of the year. Okay, 2 more cards to show. These are the 2 biggies of the video. I want to get this under 20 minutes because, if we're only showing 8 cards, it shouldn't take 20 minutes, I know. But it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm kind of, haven't done one of these, like, fully behind the camera videos in a bit. So I figured, let's just milk it and just kind of, let's do what we enjoy doing most, is showing cards and talking about them, right? Anyway, so here are my 2 big pickups for this video. They are both from auction platforms. No, one was actually an eBay pickup actually, and the other was an auction. So this one I'm showing now is was from a Fanatics weekly auction, and I usually don't pick things up from there because I didn't think I had the best starting experience when they were still PWCC, but I've bought a few other cards from time to time there, probably 4 or 5 or 6 at the most. Most recently this card. It's a Nolan Ryan card, and I'm really actually excited about it. It's not, I guess it might not technically be a card, but it is a New York Met Nolan Ryan. And I'm just going to show it now because I've been talking it up too much. But here it is. Let's see if I can get the glare off best I can. But I picked up the 1971 Dell Today's Team stamp of Nolan Ryan. And I don't know, a few weeks ago, I got it about 3 weeks ago, maybe I'd say. 3 weeks to a month ago. I'm just showing it now, I know. But gosh, recently, it's just like, I'm looking at Nolan Ryan rookies and his 69 and his 70, all fantastic cards, and I'd love to have each one of them. His 71 tops, I'm not super... I don't super like that card. I don't like that card a whole lot because, it's an interesting action shot, and 71 tops has so many good action shots, but he's pretty far away on that card. So it's like, it doesn't feel as much of a Nolan Ryan card as it should, in my opinion. But anyway, I guess what I'm getting at is, those are his Mets cards. And they're all, pretty high priced for even a mid-grade. And there are just so many of them. I mean, you look at the pop counts of those cards, it's like literally gets into the 5 figures, 10,000 plus of some of those cards. And I was like, I'd love to have a Mets Ryan. And then I kind of came across the Dell set during that kind of like search and just sort of, mulling around what to, maybe if I want to go down a Ryan road. And I kind of gravitated toward this. And this was a nice example on a PSA 8. Let me show the back real quick. They're definitely unique. I actually find the error here with the AL playoffs in '69. I find that error kind of endearing. It's just, it's a silly error. But it's from a book publisher, I guess Dell was, or they might still be in business. I don't know if they are or not, but I remember them from when I was a kid, and so cranking out lots of kids titles and such, and this was obviously a sports title, where they had all these team stamps, and you can put them in, I guess, an album or something. What I also find somewhat like silly in an endearing way is the signatures they use. I mean, it's almost like they had a 5th grader like fake sign all the players. I mean, you look at the other players, they're obviously not their autographs or not their facsimile autographs even. It's just like someone just wrote in some kind of cursive each player's name. Nolan's N looks a little bit like that on his autograph, but there is no way he signed us like this back in the day, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the other stamps that I looked at, like when I was sort of thinking about buying this, it's like, who knows how they went about the facsimile signatures, but I think it's kind of humorous. But I do like the original portrait of Ryan that you don't see on a Topps card. I do kind of like that. I like that it's like an original image, kind of to the Dell set. And I like the pop count. I won't lie. I like the low pop count on this. I'll tell you what I paid for it in the auction. I paid $162 for this. Now I don't know, there's not a ton of sales of this. On Buy It Nows, this card is sold for a decent amount more in this grade, maybe even in a 7 kind of thing. But so it's sort of hard to know if I overpaid or not. I just enjoy having it quite a bit, and so like that's not even didn't really factor in too much for me. I mean, I went ahead and bought it, and I just enjoy having it. I like to know that I have a Mets Ryan. So yeah, let me know what you think about this one or about the Dells overall. I know I'm over 20 now, so I didn't succeed in getting this under 20. So let's move on to the last card. But I did like this Ryan pickup. I made quite a bit. So this last card, as the title of the video hinted at, this is a pre-war Hall of Fame rookie card. It's a Hall of Famer rookie card from a pre-war year classic set. It's 1934 Goudey. And I'm just going to show the card here real quick, and then we'll talk about it on camera. While it's on camera, here it is. It is Luke Appling, Chicago White Sox shortstop. Great hitter. It's in a PSA 2 with the mark qualification. I really like this card. It doesn't necessarily fulfill a goal that I kind of had. This was just a card that I had on a list of cards I just really liked and was thinking about wanting to add to the collection at some point, and the right opportunity came up to add Mr. Appling here. I won this. It was an eBay auction. The PSA actually ran the auction on eBay. I paid just under $100 for this card. I paid, the winning bid was $99.98 for it. And, beyond the card itself, I really wanted to add this Appling because, I'm not a White Sox fan, but I, I'm not really a huge Luke Appling fan per se, but I really enjoy among my more favorite childhood memories with baseball was watching this guy hit a home run as a 75-year-old in the very first Cracker Jack Old Timers game that they did. Oh gosh, in the 1980s they did, I think, 7 or 8 of them or 9 of them. And in the very first one in 1982, this guy Luke Appling, I mean, the fences were really brought in. This game was at RFK Stadium in Washington, where no baseball team was playing at the time. But so they kind of had artificial fencing up. But Appling still hit a home run off of Warren Spahn, I think it was. And it was just so cool. It was just a way to kind of, it definitely opened up a mental pathway to kind of like, I'll always remember this guy before that. And, 40 plus years later, I still do. It was just a really cool memory and cool thing to see. And anyway, so it's when I came back in the hobby, came across this card, online. I'm like, oh, that's a cool card, and it's his rookie. I might want to add that someday. And so here we are. Colors are a little faded, it's a little dirty, but it's just a great image of him. I really love this card, and I like that the Lou Gehrig piece on here. Let me turn it around. Now again, this is a mark. This is a 2 mark. So you tell me if you think you see where the mark is. It is on the back. It is on the back. I'm going to bring it up a little closer. Can you see the mark now? Takes a little while to find it, but it's there. And now I'm going to bring it up close. It's up here on the top right corner. There it is right there. Someone at some point wrote SS, presumably for shortstop. And it either just faded over time or someone tried to erase it. But the impression from the pencil obviously is in the card stock forever. But gosh, this is a really cool card. I mean, for a mark qualification, this isn't bad at all. Not bad at all. And overall the back, in terms of you can read it really easily. Just a nice image. I really like making this pickup. So yeah, this was the last card of the video in terms of recent pickups I've made, and gosh, probably the last 6 weeks or so. So let me bring up a few here to wrap things up, and I just want to say thank you everybody for sticking around here and watching a longer video. I haven't done a pickup video in quite some time, so I just kind of took my time with this one today. Wanted to just do some of the things I love most. at least in sports these days. I mean, really in sports in general. This is among my favorite things to do, and it might be my favorite thing to do right now. It is showing baseball cards and talking about them. It's a passion of mine. It's my hobby, but it's a, you know, I am passionate at the moment for this hobby, and you know, it's just it's a joy and kind of a privilege, to be honest with you, to be able to do this and kind of find others who really enjoy doing the same thing. So thank you everybody for watching. I look forward to watching your latest videos if you're a creator. And if you're watching this and haven't made it, you know, a video or started a channel, I've said this from time to time, give it a try. It's, you know, that first one is the hardest one to do. And then after that, it comes pretty easy. Comes pretty easily, and they're just fun. I mean, you know, you don't feel like you need to make one every other day. You just do it whenever you want to. I do one like once a week lately, and I have a joy doing it. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Happy collecting. Bye now.